Hello, everybody, and how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Mondays with Marley. So we have been on a little 2-week break here. And it's nice to see all of you here. I know that some of you were like, is she coming back? What's going on? She did warn us that if she took a break, she wouldn't come back. Like, it's the way she works. And you're not wrong. Like, it's really hard actually to get over here and get in front of the camera on a Monday morning. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So, yeah. Hi, guys. So many of you here. Hi, Craig. How are my arms? Craig, my whole body hurts. My whole body hurts. My whole body from my neck to my ankles are just like, what have we done? So if y'all don't know, well, most of you already know, I'm a track coach at Hamilton Southeastern High School. And this summer, we are doing some throwing programs with some of the kids that wanted to continue on with the track practice. So this week we had a meet only for throwers. So it was only the hammer, the shot put, and the discus. And it was Sunday. And there was an open division. So that means anybody outside of college could do the open division. So I told all my kids that I would sign up to throw with them this weekend. Now, mind you guys, I graduated college in 2001. 2001. That was the last time I ever threw in actual competition. That was the last time I actually ever threw the hammer or the discus. I've thrown the shot put here and there over the last 5-6 years of doing coaching for track, but nothing too big, right? So this is the first like real big thing I've done in 24 years. That means the last time I did this, I was 23. So I have officially not done this longer than I was alive when I did this. So, oh my gosh, you guys. I did it last week, the hammer, and I threw it twice. And I don't mean 2 days. I mean, I picked it up and threw it once, and I was like, okay, that's good. And then 2 days later, I picked it up again and threw it once, and I was like, all right, that's good. And then I got to the meet. I took 2 warm-up throws, and then I did 3 competition throws. I did not go into finals. I was like, I don't need finals. I'm good. So that's all the throws I've done. Y'all. It's no joke. My whole body was like, whoa, we haven't done this in a minute. Like, it was just very all right, so you still can do this. The first turn on the, like, I only did 1 turn in the hammer, but the very first one I did, like, my whole back went like I crack it all the way down. Like, oh my goodness. Let me see if I can pull up the video of my boys recorded me, and they always make fun of me when I record them, but they recorded me. Let me see if I can share it here. Present, share screen. That's what I'm looking for, guys. I'm so slow today. All right, so I'm just gonna play this. Hopefully you guys can see it. Definitely have you guys see this?
I don't. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know.
See how dizzy I am? Look, watch you guys. Look how dizzy I am. This is a warm-up throw.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. I don't know.
I was so dizzy. I was like, oh yeah, all right. I remember how to do this. So I threw it. I did fairly well. I mean, well enough for considering I haven't thrown in 24 years. I threw the hammer 112 feet, I think 112 feet on a 1 turn. So not terrible. My last one was really good, and I fouled it. I accidentally stepped on the ring. So I did 112 in the hammer. And then we went to discus. Now, discus used to be my event. I used to love discus. And I'm not nearly as strong or flexible as I need to be for the discus anymore. Needless to say, I did a half turn, and both of my half turns in competition, I threw it just a little bit wide right, which means I was pulling my head a little bit on them, but they weren't bad. I only threw 2 because my athletes were actually overthrowing the shot put, and I was like, I need to go coach. I can't be sitting here throwing. But I'll show you my my discus. Guys, you know what's wild about this is I know that I was filmed throwing when I was in college, but I don't have any of those films. Like, I have nothing to show of me throwing back in the day. So it's actually quite wild now to see myself throwing. But anyways, here is one of my half turns in the discus. I look so thrilled, don't I? You'll see that this is the one of the other ones. Oh, Jesus, please come out. Come on. Oh. Yep, it's out. I was like, ah. And then this is my last one that I threw out. Oh my goodness, what am I doing?
That's all right.
All right. I was like, I'm done. That's it. So that was my discus. And then I went and then I threw shot put, which was funny because the athletes that were running the whole thing with Coach Willie from Athlete Indy, they've seen me as Coach Bird, right? They've seen me, they're like, you're gonna do shot put too? And I'm like, my exact words were like, bitch, I came to play. I said, you think I'm going to come and do 1? No, I'm not doing 1. I'm doing 3. So I got in and I threw the shot put 3 times. Only 2 of them were in. I tried to do a half turn. Full disclosure, y'all, I was so tired. I was so tired by this point that I was not hitting positions. It was just like a wing and a prayer throwing this thing. And I threw one of them and my son looked at me and he was like, Mom, you are floating so bad. And that means you're like floating in the ring. And I'm like, I know. I said, I'm so tired that my body is like, no, we're done. This is all you get. So that's when I threw the shot put, and nobody was over there filming me throw a shot put. So I just set it up on the chair and filmed myself like when I got in the ring. So the shot put, let's see here. Here's the shot put. Here we go.
Try it. What's the number? 23-9. 23-9. And now you're throwing it. Finally, sir, you're on deck. I don't know. Good. Marlon?
I got the medal. All right, here's another one.
You're on deck. I don't know.
It's so weird to watch people throw. I mean, not only is my body different, my body's completely different than it used to be, but it's just different to watch me throw. I just haven't seen it in so long. It's just like coming on my head, actually, like, you know, like, there it was. No. So there you go. That was my big weekend. So needless to say, I got a little bit more tan. Just doing that, y'all. Just doing that, it hurts right here. I'm like, oh, the pain. So I finished with 3 shot put throws. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to go relax and watch my discus throwers. And then the discus lady came over and she asked me to help pull the measuring tape through the ring to call the marks, which is not that big of a deal. But when you're already tired and now I have to bend over and call the marks, which is going to like just pull on my hamstrings, I went to Coach G, who also threw this weekend, my other throws coach, who's fantastic. I was like, G, I'm not doing any hamstrings tomorrow. Cause I go, and I remember I told you guys I'm lifting weights on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So today after this, I go and lift weights and I'm like, I'm not doing hamstrings. I'm not doing hamstrings. He starts laughing. He's like, I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of stretching tomorrow. I was like, yes, that That sounds like a great plan. So that's my plan, is to do some stretch, because I'm sore here, my hamstrings and my butt. Oh my gosh. My lower back from the pull on the hammer. I forgot how much it pulls on you. And then just my neck was just all tight. It's tight right here. And then last night I got like this like kink in behind my right shoulder, my left shoulder blade. And it took a while to get out, but I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's a very long-winded answer to your question, Craig. My arms are holding. I am here. I am present. I am functioning. But I am sore. I am tired. The 47-year-old body doesn't quite bounce back like the 23-year-old body, but that's okay. I am more than anything. I don't want to cry. I am more than anything super proud of myself for even going out there and trying to do it. Because I talk about getting on the skinny branch, where you just feel like you're going to be supported. And even though the branch doesn't feel like it can hold you, you're just giving it a shot. And that's really what I did, is I just went out there, even in this body that is, 50 pounds heavier than I was in college, and not nearly as strong. And I haven't been doing as many throws, but I went out there and I did it. I competed with these high schoolers, and I had the parents out there. I had a mom come up to me. She was like, "I want you to know how proud we are of you. All of us moms who wish we could go out there and do it. We're so proud of you." I was like, "Oh, that's so kind. Thank you." But it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's how that is. Other than that, let's see here on, I haven't seen you guys in so long. What has happened since I saw you guys last? Well, clearly you see that Robin's not here. Robin is in the middle of school, got out last week for her kids. So she is running around doing all the things, being the mom taxi that she's got to be. So she couldn't be here today, which is fine. So I just thought I would chit chat with you guys for a little bit and talk about what we finished up, what's coming up, and just kind of, I guess I want to say, I won't say what I'm going to say. I'm trying not to curse. I've cursed a couple times already. I'm trying not to. But we finished the Prism Make-Along. Did you guys all finish your Swonchos? I have both of my Swonchos sitting right here. I also, for the VIPers, you guys know you're getting an extra pattern, so that the knitters, you get a hat. Crocheters, you're also getting a hat. But this is as far as I've gotten on it. Like, it's going to look like this, only in crochet. I just have not gotten to it. If you look right here, all the yarn is sitting right here. I have my hook right here. I just did not get a chance to even pick it up to work on it this weekend. And that was my plan, was to finish it, but I didn't. I did finish the Swonchos. All of the videos are up, both in the VIP and on YouTube. So I thought maybe I would try those on for you guys and show you what those look like. I guess I don't need my headphones in. Show you what those look like firsthand. See if you have any questions. And then also let you know that I have put the ad-free PDF up for purchase on Etsy and on Ravelry. I'm going to add it to Shopify later on this afternoon. And that pattern, it's the PDF pattern with the YouTube videos linked inside the pattern. But it does not include anything VIP. So the pattern itself is $15, because if you guys don't already know, it's 7 different charts, over 20 videos, all of the written instructions. The pattern itself, I think, is 18 pages long. Like, it's a robust, heavy duty pattern. This is not just a scarf pattern that I'm asking you to spend $15 on. This is a significant chunk of a pattern with all of the help possible that you can need. And if you wanted even more, where you have private videos, where you have interactive charts that you could choose to have your own colors, where you get 5, or you get some more 5 color chart variations, 7 color chart variations, and then everything in the Marley Birdhouse, plus your extra pattern. You could also upgrade to the VIP, which I have still made it $22. So it all depends on, what you want. And then, of course, yes, it is still free on the website, broken up into 10 different parts. So you would have to go to each different part, and that is supported by ad revenue. So I appreciate all of you who go over there as well. All right, so which one do you want to see first, knit or crochet? Somebody leave me a comment. Let me know if you want to see me put on the knit one or the crochet one, and then we could talk about it. Lauren Long is saying that the VIP is so worth it. I think so too. Honestly, what did I get on myself? Honestly, Lauren, that's the whole goal. With Robin and I, we always try and put together a package that we would want to have on our own. Okay, so I'm seeing knit first. So I'm going to grab the knit one. Here's the knit one. Let's talk about it before I put it on. So if you don't, oh, it smells so good. I washed this in Eucalyptus and oh, it just always smells so delicious. Okay, so you started off up here with the ribbing, and then we did some German short rows to create some extra depth around the back of the collar to lift it up a little bit. And then we went right into the 7 different chart motifs. This is made with 10 different colors, 10 different colors. And right after that 10th or the 7th chart, the 10th color, you work a little bit of plain stockinette. You separate it off for the body and the sleeves. I did make mine long sleeve. So I worked the sleeve, I think it was like 4 or 5 inches. And then I started doing decreases down to the cuff. I did not want a thumb hole cuff. I just wanted a regular cuff. So that is how that is. I did go ahead and add my own little name tag down there. And now let's put it on. Let's put it on. All righty. Let's see. I don't know if we have a spammer, so I'm making sure they get out of here. Okay. Let me put this on here. Oh, still smells so good. Okay. So if you watched the blocking video, you saw what I did for all the blocking. So I'm going to stand up so you guys can see. It breaks right here. This is my elbow crease. So it breaks right at my elbow crease. Nice long sleeves on this one. The harmony, if you remember, I did short sleeve on that one. That's how this looks here. Come around. Here's the back. I've had people ask, what about when you raise your arms? Well, honestly, like, this is really how high I raise my arms, right? Like, I'm just right here. Like, I am never going like this. And if I'm doing this, like, any sweater is going to hike up unless it's like right up here, right? But I'm wearing a shirt underneath. I'm not raising my hand all the time. I'm not doing that. So it's extremely comfortable. There's a lot of flexibility. I love that it stops right here because it allows me to fold my arms without having things come up on me. I did not overstretch my collar. I could stretch out my collar a little bit more if I wanted to. I did not want to though. So it's nice and relaxed and comfortable. I don't know. I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am with this. And if you remember, I wasn't quite sure about the pink. I was like, I want to use this pink. And people were like, I don't know if you should use the pink. And I'm so happy I used the pink. Okay, Xavier says, I have a genuine question. The Birdhouse, is that a one-time subscription that renews monthly, or is it per project? It is per project. So once you buy in, like, for example, if you purchased the VIP for the Prism for $22, you have access to that course or that make-along section for the lifetime of the Marley Birdhouse. So no, it is not a monthly subscription. It's a one-time purchase. Then everything is in the Marley Birdhouse. You can download all of the material so that way you have it on hand as well. But no, it is not a monthly purchase. Nancy, thank you. I thought so too. This is the 2X, 3X size. You guys know it's supposed to be oversized. So you almost can't go wrong unless you were to make, if I would have made like a small medium, it would not have fit. It would not have looked good. But this is like the perfect size for absolute sure. But I am super happy with it. If you at all get a chance to watch the blocking video, you will see literally me walking through every step of the blocking process, even the panicking part where I'm like, what if this is not going to go back to the shape it's supposed to? Because superwash merino likes to really grow on you, especially when it's wet. And so like you can, no matter how many times I've prepared for it, I've done it, I always freak out thinking it's just not going to go back to the right size. And it always does. So I even I filmed like a little segment of, Oh my gosh, I hope this works. Like you won't even see this video if this doesn't work. But yeah, it's beautiful. It drapes beautifully. I think it looks gorgeous. Nancy says, I think it fits you better than the Harmony one you made before. That's interesting because they're both the same size. Maybe it's the colors. Maybe it's the color work difference. I mean, it could be the sleeves too. It could be the sleeves. But yeah, they both fit the same. And this is funny. So this is the same size in crochet. And I think the crochet one looks bigger on me. Let me make sure we get the right side on here. I think this is the back. I always look for where my ends are woven in. And you want to talk about a difference in color, like how color can really make a difference of how something looks on you. I mean, look at this on me compared to the pink. It just looks, it looks different, right? That's funny, Nancy, because it is, yeah, it's not smaller. It's not smaller at all. So this is the crochet. You can see it's nice and big. Now this one, so my crease on my hand, my elbow is right there, is right here. So this one is a little bit lower. Not until, I mean, it's just because crochet is just a little bit bigger. This long sleeves. Nice and relaxed, like I can put my hands out, cross over, like all the things. This one also has 10 colors. I did the little name tag. This has the stitch pattern on the bottom. If you don't, like, it's the waistcoat stitch, but then it also looks like it's like a knit and purl kind of going on all the way around. The shaping on the bottom of the sleeve. Look up here, it has like a gusset shaping to kind of bring in the sleeve. I don't know. It's incredibly comfortable. There's a lot of drape. You can tell it's not like real stiff or anything. There's a lot of drape to it. I steam blocked this one. I love this one very much. I'm so incredibly happy with how this turned out. Yeah, so that's how this is. I love it a lot. Julia is asking, did you see Stephanie Manife's Swoncho? She posted on Facebook. It's marvelous. I sure did. And Stephanie decided to add a little Morse code sequencing at the bottom of hers that says Marley made me do it in colors. So it's really adorable. Yeah, she did a very, very good job. But this is the Spectrum Stitch Swoncho. If you don't already know, this is the Spectrum Stitch Swoncho. It's crocheted top down. You make the ribbing first, then you do a couple rows of just plain, just one color, and then we go into stranding. And what does that mean? That means it's just like knitting. There are literal strands on the back that you do not work around those strands. You leave those open. That's what allows for the extra drape. And so the inside is literally just as beautiful as the outside. But you have the stranded color work with the split single crochet. And it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Like, I'm super happy. You know, my basement is cold. I'm going to keep this on because it's very comfortable and warm. But I can sit here at the desk. Again, I'm able to comfortably sit, have my arms in a nice relaxed position. But yeah, so this is available on Etsy and on Ravelry as PDFs. And then I'm putting it up on Shopify, like I said, after all this, so that way you guys could check it out on Shopify as well, if that's another area you want to purchase items from. That's all I can think of here at the moment. Any questions so far? Any questions? I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll wait for the questions and get myself a drink real quick. I know that in the video description box, you will see that there are links for all of the Swonchos, whether you want to get a pattern on Etsy, on Ravelry, or if you get the VIP, or if you just go to marleybird.com, you can always get to just the plain old pattern. What's coming up next? All right, so hold on. You could almost use it as a tree skirt if you were to leave the sleeves off and not seam it. Yes, you absolutely could. The hard part about Xavier is that you when you're working in the rounds, or when you're doing the split single crochet, you have to work in the round. So you'd want the seam, or you'd have to cut, like steek it. So you'd have to have the seam. Julia, I am working on Christmas in July. And so Saturday night, I was working on a new chart for a holiday sweater, for a Christmas sweater. So we've all learned how to do this. And I thought it would be fun not to do a Swoncho, but to do a sweater in the same style. So, and I thought it'd be fun to do like a Christmas sweater, like, you know how they do the ugly holiday sweaters, like do a holiday sweater for Christmas in July, on top of some other things. I have ideas for a blanket, a tree skirt, and a stocking, and some ornaments. But I was working on a chart for the sweater idea. Do you guys want to see it? Do you want to see the idea? Let me see. Can I do this? I don't know if I can. I don't know if it'll let me share. Hold on. I'm going to try here. That's not what I want. Hold on. Trying to find. I have like 40 different tabs. So I'm trying to find the tab I want. And I'm not finding it. There it is. All right. Is it showing you? I think it's showing you. So this is so I started off calling it the ugly Christmas sweater. I'm not going to call it that anymore. But this was me playing around with different charts. I like the idea of this here with all the colors. But with doing stranded color work with so many colors in one row, like this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 colors in one row. That's a lot. So over here, what you see is condensing it down, or that's more than 4 colors. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors in one row. And so this is me condensing it down to 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. I could condense it down even more and make it 3 colors, right? Instead of putting the red in there, just make those all pink, and then go back and duplicate stitch things so that you could get the extra colors. It's that or do intarsia. And I think I want to stick with stranded color work. So I was playing around with different ideas. You can see here, I was playing around with some shaping ideas of how I would do it. Do a gingerbread. Like I could do this around the body. I was playing with these little things, these little shapes here with the colors. They remind me of like pieces of candy, like wrapped up candy. I mean, I don't know why, they just do. I like the idea of the tree, like the gingerbread tree. And then over here, I was mixing, you know, all of the different, I guess, motifs or pieces together to kind of see how I would come up with a sequence that would work across multiple pieces. But yeah, this is what I was working on Saturday, trying to get things ready for Christmas in July. I don't know if this will go into full effect or not, but that's kind of what I was thinking. So I don't know. I thought it'd be fun to do a sweater, an actual sweater, this time around. Let's see here. Instead of a Swoncho. And I know other people want sweaters, and it's fine. Like sweaters are not hard to do, right? I would have just finished like after that chart right there to do a sweater instead of going longer. But I thought it would be fun. All right, let's see what you guys see here. Deborah says a holiday sweater sounds amazing. I will absolutely do that. Well, that's cool. Yarn Dragon, hello, says that's cute. Fabi says I love a sweater pattern. Well, apparently the sweater is the way to go. Lauren says that is so cute. And Fabi says please, 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 a sweater. Yeah, you guys know like sweaters are not that hard, right? Like if you can do this, you can do a sweater. It's the same idea. Probably less stitches too. But yeah, you could totally do a sweater. So that's what I was thinking, sweaters. I like the idea of doing a sweater. I don't want to just keep doing things that have to be around the house all the time at Christmas. Like I was like, I really want to do something that I could wear. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. So that's what's next for me. We also have Robin's course for the, I'm going to call it crochet architecture, I think is what it is, but it's essentially building items with different come up with to support that. And I can't wait till you guys get to see that because it's pretty darn amazing. She's been working really, really, really hard on it for months. And good news is if you purchase the Buy Crafty Bestie box #1, you already get that. Like that's part of your box. It just hasn't come to you yet. So you don't have to buy that or anything. It's already coming out. But there's that. And then Thursday, I am going on a little mini family with not the whole family, with John and Josiah and his girlfriend Taylor. We're all going to Disney. If you guys don't know, like John and I have season passes to Disney. So I know people are like, oh my gosh, you spend so much money on Disney. Yeah, well, yes and no. We bought the season pass because we go so often, it actually pays for itself. And then we try and stay at Airbnbs to try and save as much money as possible. So yeah, so we're going down there for just a couple days. So I'll be back on Monday with some fun, hopefully refreshed ideas for what to do for coming up, because I need to make sure I keep going strong with all this and keep you guys interested and entertained. Because as you know, I no longer work for SpinRite anymore. So I get to 100% work fully for myself. So everything I get to do is 100% my choice, which is exciting because after, 9-10 years working with SpinRite, not really having a whole lot of choice on various things of what I make, what videos I make, what I design, it's nice to have an option to do that now. So I like that you guys are still sticking around with me and helping me out. Having said that, did you know that here on YouTube, they give me inspiration ideas? It says ideas for your next video. And what's really happening is they don't want so much tutorial videos of what I do all the time. They do want a lot more like interactive exchange of ideas sort of videos. So like of these ideas that they came up with, I want you to, let's kind of pick at them. Let's see what you guys think are interesting, because they say these are all very popular and I should be doing videos on these. They think I should do a crochet along, creating a cozy, chunky knit blanket. And when they say chunky knit, they mean like the really big roving that you can finger knit. Like that has zero interest to me, but I figured I'd ask. Beginner-friendly Tunisian crochet scarf pattern. They think that you guys would be very, very interested in that with easy-to-follow instructions. They think you would be interested in unexpected stitch combination for Swonchos. That's what they said specifically. Unexpected combinations for Swonchos. Then they have one that says the ultimate Swoncho yarn guide, fibers and qualities. I don't think anybody would be interested in that. I could see like a yarn guide, but I don't think one specifically for Swonchos. They also think exploring unique crochet stitch combinations for texture would be a good idea. I'm going to refresh and let's see what else they come up with and see what you guys think of these, because I'm just like, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. Oops, I clicked the wrong page. Okay. They said crochet techniques for beginners, mastering the chain stitch. Really? Like I have a video for that, but maybe that's it. I don't know. How to make a crochet blanket with a unique texture. I mean, yeah, blankets are always popular. The ultimate guide to crochet hooks. Now, I do have an amazing crochet hook guide, but it could be updated. So maybe that is a good idea. I could do that. Repurposing old yarn into new projects. Now, that's a cool idea. And I like that people do that. I just don't do that. I don't do that. So I don't think I'm the right person to show how to do that. The last one that they have here is crochet cozy slippers for cold weather. Showing people how to make crochet cozy slippers. There. I mean, yeah, it seems like it's the wrong time of year for that. They also have crochet. If you don't know, we have an entire course for that called Camp Colorwork. If you go to campcolorwork.com, you could get that. It's out of this world amazing. It's for knitters and crocheters. There's experimenting with colorwork, yarn swatches for crocheters, exploring the world of handspun yarn for crocheters, creative crochet projects with recycled materials. Again, not really something that I do. Unboxing and reviews, exciting new crochet yarn. So apparently YouTube thinks I should really be focusing on crochet, which is not a terrible thing, but you guys all know I do both, right? I do both. So it looks like you guys know chunky yarn. Good. I don't I don't think that's a good idea too. I'm like, I don't want anything to do with chunky yarn at all. I want nothing to do with that at all. Tunisian sounds exciting. Mindy says that. I think so too. I think that's good. We've done Tunisian boot camp or By Crafty boot camp triple threat, which was for Tunisian. And I know that Robin is really interested in doing some more Tunisian items. So we talked about doing that. Let's see here. Yarn Dragon says, I think you can come up with ideas that your audience are interested. I think so too. Trish says a lot of these ideas sound like AI, not people coming up. It is. It's absolutely AI. It's absolutely YouTube utilizing AI to tell me these are the topics that the audience is, which is wild because if you look at the generic crochet YouTube channels or knitting channels, specifically crochets a lot of them are just, and I don't say just, a lot of them are entertainment more than teaching. And I wonder how many of them use these topics of interest that are generated by AI. And I am not opposed to AI. Like, I don't think AI should write my patterns, but like I think AI is a tool that can be used and has a purpose. But yeah, according to the Google lords that oversee all of this, including YouTube, these are what people are searching for. Let's see. Fabi says, help crochet with cotton, bamboo, linen. I think that would be good. Julia says, Camp Colorwork is amazing. Thank you. Craig says, crocheting a blanket for people who don't own a hook yet. You know what? That would be a great title. That would be Craig. You want to come and let me teach you crocheting a blanket for people who don't own a hook yet. That's a great title. Brat's mom. Hi, honey. Linda, I don't care for a chunky or roving yarn. I don't either. You do what you have been because that's you. We love what you come up with. Well, thank you so much. Trish says, I'm a knitter, always will be, and I watch crochet ones to pass the time while I'm knitting. But I'm more interested in knitting content. I like both. I get you. Stay by Crafty, please. Absolutely will stay by Crafty. Don't you worry about that. Yes, Robin and I are a very dynamic duo together for sure. Craig is game, y'all. Should we have Craig come how you make a blanket if you don't own a hook? I think it'd be fun. Everyday elegant. Your audience is anything but generic. I 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. It's wild because, you know, you guys can see here on YouTube, I think I have like over 350,000 subscribers, 354,000 subscribers. And then YouTube is, for whatever reason, not showing people my content. And usually they're because people don't think it's interesting enough. So they don't show it to people. So I will get no more than like 900, 1,500 views on a video, even though I have so many subscribers. So I need to start doing something that makes YouTube happy to show my content to people so that way they can find me and see my other content. So it's interesting having to do all these things so much differently than I have in the past. But I mean, you guys can rest assured I'm not changing the way I do stuff in the sense of I'm not going to go away from the way I teach. I love teaching the way I teach. And you guys can always find that over at the Marley Birdhouse too. Like if you're just like, hey, this is what we need. Let's see here. I want to learn to knit. You can absolutely learn to knit, Luann. Karen, we try and use a bunch of different yarns, Karen, and we'll even give recommendations for different yarns. If we're using a yarn that's say like $6 a ball and maybe you want to use one that's like $3 a ball and you get like triple the amount, like we make recommendations for that all the time. We're always making recommendations on different yarns. Usually the yarns we choose are not only because they're the best yarns for the project that we think, but we're able to also access that yarn online and can provide affiliate codes. So when people purchase the yarn, they're able to purchase it online and it reaches a wider variety of people. And then so it doesn't cost you anything more, but we do make affiliate money on those sales, which helps support the design itself. Nikki says, I need to tune in more. I love to watch, especially with you when you are on with Robin. Together crack me up. Thank you. Robin is a lot of fun. It's so much easier to do this when you have a partner in crime, for sure. Trish says, patterns I love but can't do them. I would love to figure out the granny stripe in knitting. Well, I could show you. It's just easier in crochet, but I could show you. I learned from you and your mom. Shirley, that's so awesome to hear. That was so. I think every day we all need to go to Google and YouTube asking for your patterns. Laura, amen. Or even if you are doing a Google search for a particular pattern or a technique, if you could always do a search where you include Marley Bird, or you go to marleybird.com, the ad revenue I make from just people visiting my pages on my website helps tremendously, because that has dropped absolutely. Oh, that's a good question, Trish. Do I have anything to say about the Michaels acquisition of the Joanne brands? I got a lot to say. Now the question is, can I say it? Nothing bad. As you guys know, Hirschner's came on, and Hirschner's did purchase product stock of the Big Twist yarn that they are going to have in warehouse. So they'll be selling the Big Twist yarn stock that they are having in warehouse. But on that particular podcast, they did mention they did not buy the name. They did not buy the trademark. They didn't know who was going to buy that, if it was available. And at the time, they weren't sure who it was available. Since then, I had talked to them, and they knew that it had been sold, but they didn't know to whom. So nobody knew who purchased all of that intellectual property until Michaels just came out and was like, we did. So what do I think? Well, one, I think that Michaels picking up the Joanne's intellectual property and names and such, that's a very, very smart business move. I mean, if I could have afforded to do it, I absolutely would have done it. But given that they have the money, the backing, the knowledge, the know-how to make the connections with the producers, the companies, that they have all that stuff in store. Like, I think that's fantastic that they are able to do it and hopefully continue this craft, right? Here are my concerns, I think. One concern I have is, okay, so you acquired all of this private label yarn, the Big Twist yarn, all the different brands. Maybe they got K&C too. I don't know. Where are they going to put it? Like, we've all been talking for a while now that the yarn aisle at Michaels has drastically changed over the years. It used to be aisles, and I don't know about your store, but mine is an aisle now, and a majority of it is private label. There's not very much of a selection when it comes to Spin-Right yarns, Lion Brand yarns, Premier yarns. A lot of them are their own private label yarns. And now you're bringing in another Big Twist. Where is it going to go? So are you reconstructing your store the way it's laid out? What's got to leave? Because unless Michaels is going to put money towards the infrastructure to expand stores or move stores to bigger properties, I don't know where they're going to put the stuff. I don't know where they're going to put more yarn. I don't know where they're going to put extra notions. So those are my concerns. Like, I love the idea of a larger store holding all of the things, and something that could sustain a private equity taking it over and saddling it with a lot of debt. Like, I love that idea. You guys have heard me say it before. I love working with Michaels. I've had a chance to work with them several different times through Yarnspirations, and I enjoyed every single minute of it. I like the people that I worked with. I thought they were fantastic. My biggest concern is, where are you going to put it? I think it's a great business move. I think it's absolutely spot on. The absolute right move. And I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw on Instagram, there was an ad where it showed like a Joanne Instagram, and it showed the Joanne cart, like a hand basket. And then it showed yarn falling from the basket going down into a Michaels Instagram post where it had a basket and the yarn was filling up the Michaels basket. I was like, that's brilliant. Like, yarn going for Joanne's. I was like, that is brilliant. Right. But again, I keep saying the same thing. Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? Because right now, your stock, the area that you have available for crocheters and knitters is minimum. I just don't know where you're going to put it. So I'm really hoping for the best. I'm really hoping for the best. But I don't know. The only thing I can think of right now, if they did not, move stores and build more infrastructure for the stores, build more brick and mortar Michael's stores. Do they take over Joann's stores properties? I don't know. I don't know if that's a possibility. That online only, that's a way to get around not having enough space, right? Making it online only, which again is going to disrupt and upset a lot of you out there who like to go and handle and see it in person instead of ordering online, which I understand. I'm not poo-pooing you. Like, I get it. But it could be that they make it all online only. I could see that happening. I don't know how necessarily you would do that with the fabric. And I don't know how much fabric they're going to keep. But I do know Joann had a lot of private fabric lines too. You know what concerns me more, Trish, is the fact that the company that owned the 4 big sewing pattern companies sold to a liquidator. That is like code red for all of the seamstresses and everybody out there. Yeah, I understand there are private designers. Have any of you ever printed out a pattern that you've purchased online and had to piece it together and it doesn't come in this really nice, the like is that you can buy the actual pattern? Like, that's a bigger concern to me. That's a bigger concern to me. I don't know. I haven't been reading your comments. So that's, I mean, it sounds like you guys are having the same concerns for sure. Oh, Mindy says, I hope they're not online only. Yeah. See, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Trish says, that's my concern too. Mine is all scrapbook stuff and almost no yarn. Yes. So that makes you wonder, because these department stores, for lack of a better word, like, they're not ignorant in the sense of they know what gonna stock up their stores with whatever's selling. Like, do you guys remember the rainbow looms that like took over the world, or even the diamond dots? The coloring books, adult coloring books, like the minute those are selling, you'll find those in the store and they like take up so much space, right? So it just makes me wonder, like, was yarn not selling? Or maybe they make a bigger profit on the scrapbooking, and so that's why they do, or the home decor stuff. Yeah, Julia says, I stopped shopping at Michael's because they're cutting of the yarn section. It's very small. Even at our Michael's close to me is a very, very small yarn section. Trish says, my store is small and I don't see it ever having enough yarn in stock to make me happy. Truth. One of the troubles I always had with Yarnspirations is they would want me to do a design or something, right? And use a Michael's yarn, or not a Michael's yarn, but a yarn sold at Michael's. And I would do it, but then like, it sold out right away. Like, it was a seasonal thing, and so it would sell out. And that was always a really big problem. Pamela said too, it could possibly be online only. Darlene said, we are just talking about the need for a store that for good notions and sewing with the loss of Joann. Yes. That's literally, I would love a store that sold buttons, like all the notions you could, like zippers, buttons, all the things that you could think of, right? All of that. Some fabric and yarn. Like, just that. That's all I want. I don't want scrapbooking. I don't want a Cricut. I don't want baskets. I don't want seasonal home decor. I don't want any of that, right? I just want some notions, like, and buttons and zippers and patterns and fabric and yarn and beads. I like beads, jewelry making. Is it too much to ask? I guess that's why I just have to purchase a lot of my stuff online. Walmart, you want to talk about a store that has cut down their yarn department. You guys remember, was it the early 2000s when Walmart completely took away its like, I'm going to call it the home X section? Like they completely removed it. Am I crazy? Like I remember that happening. I have to see and touch yarn for the texture. Darlene, I understand. I will tell you that I have really enjoyed working with the We Crochet and the Knit Picks yarn a lot over the years. I use that. I mean, that's what I used on this. I use it quite a bit. Stacy, I hate shopping my outside sellers as well. Craig, you're absolutely correct. Ours doesn't have any fabric at all. Trish says she saw that about the sewing patterns. Yeah, that's scary. It's real scary. And somebody else that I follow, and I don't know how much this is true, so take this with a grain of salt, mentioned that one of the only place that has the printer to print those patterns. So now I wonder if the independent people who make patterns, who pay to have theirs printed, to have them nice and neat for their customers, is that going away? Like, is that something that we have to be concerned about? I mean, I don't know. Obviously we're over. Oh my God, this is such a good idea. Obviously we're over here in the knit and crochet side, but maybe. So this is what I was saying. They could split it like a TJ Maxx home. That is such a good idea. Could you guys imagine a Michaels plus Notions? Maybe you call it Notions. I don't know. Girl, you might be onto something with that, because that's a fabulous idea. Michaels, if you're watching, you should do this. This is a good idea. Let me see here. I recently purchased a pattern that is almost impossible to understand, like a sewing pattern, because I could see that. Dawn says Hirschner's is the best. I love Hirschner's. I like them a lot. Mindy says meat potatoes. That was the whole idea for Mike. And I said, too much to ask. Absolutely. Wally's World said they went the same store. 2 women who worked at Joann's for years opened their own store. That's great. I love that. Xavier says, my store is clearanced all the photo section and the wood crafts and putting it in the yarn, moving the custom framing to the front, sharing it with the floral service desk. Interesting. Custom framing. Now that is a racket. They make have you guys ever had something custom framed? It is the coupon. It is so much money. Had to make more room for guns at Walmart, I guess. Oops, did I say that? Do they still sell guns at Walmart? I don't know. I honestly have never looked, so I don't even know. Fabi says that is my dream store. I agree. Oops. And Knit Picks, I think that I really like their yarn a lot. I would love to do more with them. I know they recently are doing some so I'm happy for her. Last time I was at Michael's, it was aisles of fake flowers and 2 yarn. Lots of fake flowers, right? You would think that could be the separate store. The flowers and the framing and the woodworking. Or no shame to any of, like, if you do that stuff, no shame at all. Like, I get it. I was thinking that too. I mean, but do they want to do that? Okay, so here's the next question. The Joann's buildings, who owns those? Do the private equity firm, do they own those buildings? And then they were charging Joann's an astronomical places? Because that's a whole thing. If y'all have not looked into private equity and how it has destroyed like these brands that we love, it's fascinating, scary fascinating. You should go check it out. Because it's not that Joann mismanaged their money. It's that they were saddled with a huge amount of debt due to private equity. Private equity purchased Joann. Let's just use round numbers. Let's say they purchased it for $1 million. They put that $1 million debt on Joann. So they purchased Joann with $1 million and told the bank, hey, this debt is owned by Joann. So they get to run with the $1 million. Joann is holding on to that $1 million debt, and they can use this $1 million to go do whatever the hell else they want. So now Joann's has to pay back that $1 million that was used out. I don't know if they did this. They could liquidate out assets, property, lands, and then to to the private equity, right? The private equity buys it with other private equity places that they own, and then charge Joanne, again, money to rent to do the things. And so then they're saddled with even more debt. That's how Joanne got stuck with so much debt. Because they were cash positive before they were like, it's scary. It's scary stuff. Anyways, Mindy, Michael's dropped a piece of framing tape on my grandma's face in our wedding pic and acted like I was crazy that I wasn't okay with it. Oh my gosh. I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind. Anyways, all right, guys. So it has been about an hour here, just chit-chatting with you. I am going to go and grab some lunch before I go work out. And then this is my plan tonight, is to work on this hat so that I can get these patterns up, because I know that the VIP are waiting for them. And they're adorable, right? Isn't this great? I'm going to show you guys the best part about this pattern. You ready? Wait. You ready? It's reversible. Look how pretty that inside is. It's reversible. So this hat pattern could be absolutely reversible. Isn't that gorgeous? It's stinking pretty. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, there's the hat pattern that you guys are getting. Okay. Well, that's it from me, everybody, this week. Thank you for just kind of chit-chatting with me and, you know, looking at the designs that we did. You guys are finishing all of your own Swonchos, or if you are thinking you want to do them this fall, like that would be great too. Don't forget, we do have first fall. We have first fall coming up. You're going to love the design. I already have it all picked out. And I just have to film the videos for it. It's all done. It's so pretty. But yeah, I would love it if you guys keep this and sharing this. I'm actually going to do some ads on these designs because I think they are so lovely, and I want people bring people like to have interest. So I think it would be awesome. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I will be probably exhausted from Disney, but hey, I'll be here. Hopefully Robin will be joining me, and we'll have a good time. All right. I'm Marley Bird, your Minecrafty bestie. I'll talk to you later.
Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.